The 2026 World Cup, the biggest event of the year. 48 nations, 104 games in 39 days across North America. But only one team can win, and we at Sporty Trader have predicted the entire tournament to tell you who will become champions of the world. If you want to follow our 2026 World Cup predictions, tips, stats, and content throughout the tournament, you can download the Sporty Trader app and even check out our dedicated World Cup page on sportytrader.com, link in the description. Also, if you like videos like these, smash the like button and join the Sporty Trader family by clicking that subscribe button. Group A, with Mexico as the top seeded side, it's actually quite an interesting group and it's very open, where anyone could beat anyone on their day. Mexico, of course, have the home advantage and that will carry them far. But it is important to know that they do have one of the most informed players in the world right now in Julian Quinones, who is even outscoring Cristiano Ronaldo in the Saudi League. For the bookies, Czech Republic and South Korea, led by their iconic forwards Patrick Schick and Son Heung-min, will be fighting for second place. But then there's the clear underdogs, South Africa. Their first World Cup since 2010, Bafana are unlikely to dominate any game, and although they do have some fine attacking options such as Lyle Taylor and Oswin Apollis, those players will need to be clinical when the opportunities arrive. It is hard to predict a shock in such an even group, but with South Africa being such underdogs, them beating anyone will be seen as a bit of a shock, which we think they will do against South Korea, who are going to have a terrible World Cup. South Africa are finishing third, Czech Republic are finishing second, and South Korea finishing fourth, and obviously Mexico in first. Group B is very similar. The bookies give Switzerland, co-host Canada, and Bosnia and Herzegovina a very good chance of qualifying. But also in this group are, at least according to bookies, even bigger underdogs in South Africa, Qatar, who have been in terrible form since the arrival of Spanish coach Julen Lopetegui. In reality, they're probably just hoping to pick up their first World Cup point after the disappointing display at home in 2022. But we don't see that happening. Our predictions follow the odds. Switzerland in first, Canada in second, Bosnia third, and Qatar fourth with 0 points. Group C is incredibly interesting. The greatest World Cup team of all time, Brazil are heavy favourites for this group, but as mentioned on our website, they are not the Brazil of old. The controversial AFCON champions and 2022 World Cup semi-finalists Morocco are seen as comfortable favourites to finish second. Meanwhile, Scotland, who were brilliant in qualifying and are capable of beating anyone on their day, are seen as third favourites. But the undeniable fourth favourites in this group are Haiti. Currently in a civil war and unable to even play their games at home, it is a minor miracle that they are even here. Again, our predictions line up with the bookmakers, but it won't be as easy for Brazil as is made out, as we think they will draw their game against Morocco. Brazil top, Morocco second, joint on 7 points, Scotland third, and Haiti fourth. Group D is home of the most even group in the entire tournament. USA, Turkey, Paraguay, Australia. But there is a reason the bookies have the USA and Turkey as the top two favourites. The USA have home advantage, and Turkey boasts two of the most talented players at the tournament in Arda Güler and Kenan Yildiz, but they also enter the World Cup in great form. The bookmakers had the USA finishing top, but our predictions do not align with that. We believe that Turkey will finish top, with the USA finishing second, Paraguay third, and Australia fourth. Now we enter Group E, and despite not playing a single World Cup knockout game since the 2014 final, which they won, Germany are heavy favourites for this group. Meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, the smallest nation in World Cup history by both land and population, Curacao. Unsurprisingly, they are odds-on favourites to finish dead last in this group. But barely anything separates the two other sides in this group, Ivory Coast and Ecuador. Ecuador are the slight favourites to finish second in this group, and it's not really a surprise considering they have Piero Hincapié, William Pacho, and Moises Caicedo in their side. Also, they only conceded 5 goals in 18 qualifying games. Incredible. It may be a surprise considering their defensive record, but we actually predict Ivory Coast to finish ahead of Ecuador in second, with Germany in first, and yes, Curacao in fourth. Group F is also one of those groups where just about anything can happen. The Netherlands are the bookies' favourites to finish top, but Tunisia, Sweden and Japan are not far behind them. Japan are an incredibly well-balanced side who have won their last 5 international games, including victories over England and Brazil. Tunisia went unbeaten in qualifying without conceding a single goal, but perhaps the biggest surprise in this group are Sweden, who didn't win a single qualifying game, but only got through via the playoffs, which they were given thanks to their success in the Nations League. We at Sporty Trader predict an incredibly tight group, with Netherlands finishing first, Japan in second, Sweden in third, and Tunisia in fourth. In Group G, we have little doubts over the outcome. One of the highest scorers in qualification, Rudy Garcia's Belgium are comfortable favourites to top this group. The bookmakers also have New Zealand, the lowest ranked side at this World Cup, to finish dead last. In 2010, New Zealand actually went unbeaten at the World Cup, but we would be shocked to see that happen again. Although if they can supply all-time top scorer Chris Wood with chances, who knows what they can achieve? Of course, we see Belgium finishing top, but second place between Egypt and Iran is a little bit harder to predict. In our opinion, Egypt's defence-first attitude with their elite attackers Omar Marmoush and Mohamed Salah will be the difference. So we predict Belgium to finish top, Egypt to finish second, Iran third, and New Zealand fourth. Group H just feels like a foregone conclusion. European champion Spain and 2- or 4-time world champions, depending on who you ask, Uruguay, are the clear favourites to finish in the top 2 here. With the other 2 members of the group being Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde, it's hardly a shock. A tiny archipelago off Africa, Cape Verde's story is brilliant, and their qualification was perhaps the least likely at this World Cup. But unfortunately, we see them finishing bottom with 0 points and Saudi Arabia finishing third. But we fully agree with the bookmakers here. Spain are finishing first, Uruguay second, with Saudi and Cape Verde pulling up the rear. Group I, it gives us the group of death. Unsurprisingly, Iraq are massive favourites to finish fourth here, but that's because the 3 other sides in this group are just brilliant. Of course, France are back-to-back world champions and have Kylian Mbappe, the bookies' favourite for the Golden Boot, who is also eyeing up the top spot in the all-time top scorers list. Senegal were AFCON finalists and have a fabulous squad filled with top quality players. And then there is everyone's dark horses, the top scorers in qualifying, Norway. But where will the forward line of Haaland, Odegaard and Sorloth see Norway finish? Well, unsurprisingly, we see France, Senegal and Norway to be separated by very little. The bookies see France as comfortable group winners, with Norway in second and Senegal third. But we actually disagree. We actually believe Senegal will finish second, with Norway in third and Iraq in fourth. Maybe our most controversial pick so far? Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Okay, now we come to Group J, where Jordan will be making their World Cup debut and relying on the Jordanian Messi, Musa Al-Tawari, for inspiration. To the surprise of no one, Jordan are clear underdogs in this group. The bookies see the established nations of Algeria and Austria as 2 sides who will be fighting for second spot, whilst the actual Messi, Lionel, with his Argentina side, will be looking to have a strong start to their World Cup defence. Obviously, we're predicting Argentina to finish first, with Jordan in fourth. Austria versus Algeria could be tasty though, and not only for the fight for second place. Football historians like myself know that this game means a lot. The disgrace of Guion 1982, anyone? Anyway, directly qualifying alongside Argentina, we have Algeria, with Austria finishing third and Jordan finishing fourth. Now we go from one GOAT with a world title to a GOAT looking for the world title. In Group K, led by the iconic Cristiano Ronaldo, Portugal probably have the strongest squad in their history in a lead up to a World Cup. The bookies do see this group as pretty straightforward, but Colombia are a threat to Portugal in that top spot. DR Congo are seen as almost guarantees for third, whilst debutants Uzbekistan, well, the bookies have as an obvious fourth place. We actually agree with the bookies here. Portugal and Colombia qualify automatically, DR Congo in third and Uzbekistan in fourth. Okay, let's talk about the final group. England, Ghana, Croatia and Panama. England and Croatia are big favourites to finish in the top 2, and it's understandable why. In qualification, both sides dropped points in a combined 1 game out of 16. This group does seem fairly predictable though, and we agree with the bookies. England in first, Croatia in second, Ghana third and Panama fourth. Before we get into the round of 32, let's see who we have as the 8 best third place finishers. We're going to go with Ghana, DR Congo, Austria, Norway, Scotland, Paraguay, Ecuador and Sweden. Yeah, I like that. Okay, round of 32 time. We're going to go through these very quickly because they seem quite obvious. Czech Republic versus Canada, 2-time finalists versus the co-hosts. We're going with football heritage here. Czech Republic go through, but it's close. Germany versus Paraguay is just a Germany win. Now, what sounds like a bit of a shock. We're saying that Morocco beat the Netherlands, semi-finalists in 2022 and only 1 spot below their opponents in world rankings. Is it even that much of a surprise anymore? Brazil versus Japan, we are going to go with Brazil, but all I'm going to say is Japan did beat Brazil last time they played each other. France versus Sweden. Check out our website and you'll see that Mbappe is odds-on favourite to win the Golden Boot, but despite being in great form, Victor Gyökeres is nowhere to be seen. And the reason why is this, because I'm sorry, Sweden, your race is over. France are going through. Gyökeres isn't playing enough games to even come close to this Golden Boot. Next is the Battle of Africa. Senegal versus Ivory Coast. Again, I just feel this is quite obvious. Senegal are the better team and they're going through. Mexico versus Scotland. Now, if this game happens, it will be inside the Azteca, so Mexico will have home advantage. And look, Scotland, I'm sorry, I'm not hating. Mexico are going through here. Mexico will face the winners of either England or DR Congo. So England, maybe a decent game for Harry Kane to push for the Golden Boot, which he is second favourite for. And now we have Turkey versus Ecuador. Attack versus defence. And we're going with attack. Turkey advanced to the round of 16. Okay, the next game is Belgium versus Norway. Look, there is a reason Norway are considered as dark horses, because they can just outscore anyone. However, Belgium's team is more solid, like more all-round, and they do have experience in this format. So we're going to go with Belgium. Colombia will beat Croatia, and Spain are beating Algeria. Switzerland and Austria produced maybe the most insane game in World Cup history when they played out a 7-5 in 1954. Austria won that day, but it's not happening here. Switzerland are going through. But now we have the game of the round of 32. The Rio de la Plata Derby, the most played fixture in international football, and the first ever World Cup final. Argentina versus Uruguay. And their Argentine manager, Marcelo Bielsa. Whatever the outcome, this is going to be absolute cinema. Argentina won the last match between the two sides, and it's going to happen here. Argentina are through. The next two games feel very obvious for us. Portugal go through, and host the USA go through. As we head into the round of 16, we start seeing some big games. And straight off the bat, there's none bigger. Germany versus France. 6 world titles between them. Look, we do think Germany will do better than the past 2 World Cups, but I'm sorry, this is the end of the line for them. Mbappe, Doué, Dembele, Barcola, Olise will be far too much for Die Mannschaft. Once again, France head to the quarters. We think Morocco will carry on their incredible World Cup form and reach the quarters by beating Czech Republic, but they will be the only African representative left as Brazil beats Senegal. Now for what may be the most intense game, Mexico versus England, once again inside the Azteca. The crowd will be loud for this game, and it is England's first game in Mexico. The climate might play a huge role in this. Look, as an England fan, I am quite worried for this game. But let's be real, on the pitch, England do have a far better squad than Mexico. It won't be easy, but England make it through. To wrap it up, Spain beat Colombia, Belgium beat Turkey, Argentina beat USA, and Ronaldo carries on his road to the World Cup by beating Switzerland. Moving on to the quarters, and in the words of Kevin Nash, this is where the big boys play. The bookmakers had 6 of these 8 teams making the quarters, but instead of Germany and the Netherlands, we have Belgium and Morocco. And we do start with the African side, as they face their World Cup semi-final opponents from 4 years earlier, France. But I'm sorry, Morocco, your time is up. France go through to the semis. Spain versus Belgium is the only foregone conclusion in our opinion. As good as Belgium are, Spain are phenomenal. Spain are semi-finalists. Okay, the next quarters between Brazil and England will be fun. A fixture with some iconic games, performances and goals, alongside the World Cup's first ever 0-0. Vini, Rafinha and João Pedro versus Kane, Saka and Rashford will be absolute cinema. But they're the third favourites for the tournament for a reason. England go through. Now the game everyone wants to see. Argentina versus Portugal. Although for many, there is no other way to describe it. It is Messi versus Ronaldo. A game we have all wanted to see at a World Cup. And the fact we can even do this in 2026, when Ronaldo is 41 and Messi will be 39, is a credit to the pair of them. These two are 5th and 6th favourites for the tournament, but we think Portugal are stronger than Argentina. With an incredible midfield and the inevitable Ronaldo up top, Argentina's reign as world champions will end at the hands of Portugal. Oh my word, the semi-finals are incredible. 4 UEFA sides. We start with Spain versus France. Spain won the last battle between the two sides in that epic Euro semi-final, but this time, things are going to be different. We see France knocking out Spain, reaching their 3rd World Cup final in a row, reminiscent of West Germany in 1982, 1986, and 1990. But who will they face? Portugal. It will be Portugal. Bookmakers see it as somewhat unlikely, but we absolutely disagree. So we have predicted our 2 finalists, France and Portugal. And we all remember what happened the last time these two concluded a major tournament, don't we? Will France get revenge, or will Portugal get in their way? Will Portugal become the most recent first-time winners since Spain in 2010? Will Cristiano Ronaldo finally get that World Cup he has been so desperate for so long? No, this France side is simply far too strong. From Maignan to Saliba to Cherki to Mbappe, there is no other side like it in world football. Portugal winning would be incredible, but we predict France to become 3-time world champions. The bookies don't exactly agree with us, but it's not exactly a horrible take, is it? But what do you guys think? Is it finally Portugal's time? Will football come home? Or will we see a huge shock? Let us know in the comments. Remember to check out our dedicated World Cup page on sportytrader.com. Download the Sporty Trader app to follow predictions, tips, and stats for the World Cup. Remember to click that like button and subscribe to Sporty Trader so you don't miss any future videos.